Come on in, honey. The lantern's lit, the veil is a little thin, and the wind's been dying to carry a few secrets your way. Welcome to Raven's Ramblings, where the shadows walk beside us and the past never stays buried, and a good spell can speak louder than a sermon. I'm Raven Nightingale, part healer, part hellraiser, keeper of the old ways and ghost stories alike. So pull up a chair and listen close. You never know what might be whispering in the dark. Welcome, my stargazers and shadow walkers. You are listening to Raven's Ramblings, where we explore the quiet, the powerful, and the transformative corners of the craft. I'm Raven, and tonight we're doing something a little bit different, I feel like. We're turning off the lights and we are stepping into the void and honoring the most silent and sacred part of the lunar cycle. We're going to honor the dark moon. So this episode is for anyone who feels tired but doesn't know why, who feels like they're kind of coming unraveled at the seams or molting or simply just needing to not be on for a little while, right? Makes sense? Just need a little break. So let's go into the darkness together. All right? There's probably cookies. It's the dark side. So the dark moon is not the new moon. Let's start with that and get that straight. It's not the new moon. It's the 2 to 3 days before the new moon, when the moon is invisible in the sky. There's no light, no reflection, just a void, no little sliver, nothing like that. And actually tonight, I'm actually recording this on the 23rd, so this is the last night of the dark moon. The new moon starts on the 24th. So this is not a time for manifestation or for planting seeds. This is a time for death, release, rest. It's a time out. It's a break time. Think of it kind of like if you took a really deep breath and then just exhaled. That pause, that's where we're at with the dark moon. All right. So shadow work is one of the main things that is done during the dark moon. Shadow work is often glamorized, but let's be honest about shadow work. It is super, super messy, and it is hard. It is super hard to do shadow work. And what that really boils down to is shadow work is about shining a light on what we're hiding, what we're suppressing, or what we are rejecting. It's not a punishment. It's not to punish ourselves to try to find those hidden things. It's about sending an invitation to ourselves to complete our wholeness. Does that make any sense to anybody, or is that just my weird brain? I don't know. It's not a punishment. It's not a bad thing to look at those dark places. We need to look at those dark places so we can be complete and whole. So during the dark moon, the veil between the conscious mind and the subconscious mind gets a lot thinner. So, and that's why we feel like we need a break. You know what I mean? We don't want to be on. We're just super tired. Our brain is tired. We don't have spoons anymore. It's that kind of time. So with that veil being thinner, it can bring about old stories and fears, grief. Grief flares a lot in the dark moon. Guilt, those kinds of patterns may surface, and if you start really journaling and writing those things down, you'll see those patterns as they kind of correlate to the dark moon phase. So don't run from these things. Sit with them and ask yourself, what part of myself am I not acknowledging, or am I not seeing? What part am I just kind of ignoring because I really just don't want to deal with it? We'll take that time and think, where am I losing energy by pretending to be okay, pretending to be fine? Look in those dark corners. Is there anything I need to forgive myself for? That's a huge one, and that's a really hard one. In my old age, I have found it is way easier to forgive others than it is to forgive myself. And we have to learn to forgive ourselves. We do. We have to. We just do. We have to. So write those things down. Cry them out. Scream them out. Whatever you need to do to release those feelings so we can move further. Breathe through that. This is the purge of those feelings of guilt and sadness and grief and all that. We're purging all those things so we can become renewed. All right? So this is important. This is something that I think has been drilled out of our heads. I just hit my camera because I'm always wiggling around. So let me say this loud, especially for those in the back. Rest is important, and it is spiritual. You have to have rest, not just physically. You don't just physically need rest. You emotionally and mentally need rest. You have to have it. And you don't have to earn that. You are entitled to that. You don't have to explain that to anyone. It is your right to rest. Period. Full stop. That's it. So use the dark moon. If you feel like you need that reason to rest, use the dark moon. Use that as your permission slip to rest. Sleep. Sleep all day. It's not going to hurt anything. It's really not. Take a mental health day. Stay in bed. There's nothing wrong with that. Do less. Just relax. Relax. Let your body and your mind heal. Unplug. Oh, this is a hard one. This is a hard one. I have a huge problem with stepping away from my phone. Try really hard. Turn the TV off, turn your phone off, and just be. Try. I'm not saying everybody can do it, because I know I would have a problem. But I do try. I try, especially when I'm home alone and my wife's at work. I turn the TV off and I read a book, or when it's not hot as blue blazes, I'll go outside and just watch the trees, that kind of stuff. Just kind of unplug. Another thing to do in the dark moon, say no. Say no. If somebody asks you to do something, it's not something you want to do, no. And remember, we've talked about this before, no is a complete sentence. Period. You don't owe anyone else anything other than that. No. Stay in bed, cry, journal, eat ice cream, eat cookies. cookies might be a little crumbly in bed. But just take that mental day. All right? Your magic is not going to disappear when you rest. The world is not going to disappear if you rest. All right? But we need to rest our physical and mental and emotional selves. We need to rest our magic. Because when we do that, all those things deepen and they enhance, and our magic becomes more. We become more with rest. All right? You are not any less witchy when you're quiet. You are recharging. Look, I am getting older and I am not the Energizer Bunny anymore. I need breaks. I have to have breaks. I'm old. I'm tired. I can't keep going. I have to recharge, especially after like a social thing. Oh, no. I have to have that break or my head's going to explode. So, a simple ritual for the dark moon, the shadow bowl. Simple. We're going to keep this simple because we haven't dove way off into spell casting yet. Okay? So, what you're going to need, a fire-safe bowl or cauldron. I have used a metal dog dish. Yeah, for a fire-safe bowl. Absolutely. Put it on a trivet for my kitchen. Totally works. Yeah, or even on your stove. I have a gas stove with the cast iron grate kind of things on it. Set that sucker right on top of it. It'll be fine. So, fire-safe bowl or cauldron, some small slips of paper, a pen, a candle, whether it be black or white or dark blue, or honestly, whatever you have. Remember, the magic's within you. This is all about your intentions. Okay? Now here are the steps. You're going to write down everything that you want to release. Any thoughts, habits, any pain, any people. Write those names down. Write them down. Okay? You're going to read each one of those out loud. Feel that feeling that's associated with that thing. Really feel it. And then you're going to fold that paper and you're going to put it in that bowl. Now you're going to light your candle and say, by this flame, I release what no longer serves me. May it be transformed in the dark. Okay? Now, take all those pieces of paper you just wrote those things that you want to release down on and burn them. Safely. Remember, safety first. It's important. While they're burning, just breathe. Sit in that silence. Have the thoughts of all those things just fluttering away like the smoke. And just let them go. And then thank yourself. And rest. Take that break. Take that time. Okay? And just breathe. The dark moon doesn't ask you to perform. It asks you to be honest. It is the fertile nothing, the sacred void, the temple of rest. When you honor the dark moon, you honor your right to pause. And that's what it is. It is a right. You have a right to pause. Period. So if your body is asking for stillness, listen to it. If your soul is shedding layers, let it. Thank you for walking in the dark with me tonight. Until next time, rest deeply, feel fully, and know this: Even in your stillness, you are sacred. Bye.